There are places on this earth that do not want to be found. They hide in plain sight, veiled by mist, guarded by difficult roads, and content in their solitude. This island, a titan of the visible world, is a master of this illusion. Its true character is not found in the glare of its cities, but in the deep shadows of its mountains. It tucks its most precious stories away in villages that cling to cliffsides like promises, or rest in valleys so remote they seem to belong to another century. These are not ruins or relics. They are living communities, deliberately out of step with the world below. Places where the bond with the land is more important than any connection to the outside. To find them, you must be willing to get lost. You must follow the river when the road ends. This is a journey into Taiwan's hiding places, a search for the life that thrives in the beautiful, stubborn isolation between the mountains and the sea. To begin our journey, we must first leave the modern world behind. The road to Smangus is not a simple drive, it is a pilgrimage. It surrenders its pavement, sheds its guardrails, and becomes a narrow track clinging to the side of a mountain, a slow ascent into the deep, quiet heart of Taiwan. This is the land of the Atayal people, one of Taiwan's indigenous groups, and this is Smangus, often called the Village of God, a settlement so remote, so profoundly isolated, it was the very last in all of Taiwan to be connected to the electrical grid. For centuries, it was a world apart. The Atayal of Smangus have a culture woven not just from stories and rituals, but from the very fabric of the ancient forest that surrounds them. Their identity is rooted in these trees, in the scent of damp earth and cypress, in the silence of the deep woods. Their story is inseparable from the giants. A few hours' walk from the village, through a forest that feels untouched by time, lies a sacred grove of Formosan red cypress. These are not merely trees, they are beings. Some have stood here for over 2,000 years, their immense, gnarled trunks rising like the pillars of a natural cathedral. They are not seen as resources, but as ancestors, as guardians of the forest and the tribe. To stand in their presence is to feel the weight of millennia, to understand that the human story here is just one small part of a much older, larger narrative. Life in Smangus is a radical act of trust. The land is owned and farmed collectively. The profits from tourism and agriculture are shared among all the families. It is a modern expression of an ancient covenant, an experiment in tribal values that has succeeded against all odds. Here, wealth is not measured in individual accounts, but in the health of the forest, the strength of the community, and the continuity of tradition. It is a community trying to find a delicate balance, sharing their sacred world with outsiders while fiercely protecting its soul. From the spiritual forests of Smangus, we climb even higher into the remote, alpine heart of the central mountain range. The road to Lishan is a journey above the clouds, a winding, breathtaking ascent to one of the highest permanent settlements in all of Taiwan. Lishan, or Pear Mountain, sits at an altitude of over 2,000 meters. This is a frontier town in the sky, a human foothold in a landscape of immense raw power surrounded by some of the most rugged and majestic peaks on the island. Like other high-altitude settlements, it was first established for retired servicemen, who were tasked with the monumental challenge of taming this wilderness. They carved orchards into the steep mountain slopes, planting pears, apples, and high mountain tea in a place where little was thought to grow. Farming here is an act of defiance against gravity. The orchards and tea fields cling to near vertical slopes, a testament to the tenacity of the people who work them. Life is defined by the altitude. The air is thin, the weather is unpredictable, and the winters are cold enough for snow. This is a community living on the edge, both literally and figuratively. The isolation is profound, but the reward for this hardship is the view, a daily miracle. From here, the world is seen from the top down. On most mornings, the valleys below are filled with a vast, churning sea of clouds, turning the surrounding peaks into a chain of dark islands. To live in Lishan is to have a conversation with the sky, to exist in a state of constant awe at the sheer scale and beauty of the high mountains. We descend from the high peaks, traveling north to where the mountains fall dramatically into the sea. Here, clinging to a steep, rain-swept hillside, is a village born from a fever dream of gold. This is Jiufen. Its name once meant 9 portions for the 9 families who first settled this remote slope. Then, in the late 19th century, gold was discovered. The quiet hillside erupted into a chaotic, roaring boomtown, a little Shanghai, where fortunes were made and lost in the dark tunnels dug deep into the earth. The gold is gone now. The mines are silent, but the village remains a labyrinth suspended in time. Its identity is found in its narrow stone stairways, which serve as its main arteries, and in the soft, red glow of countless paper lanterns that light the way. Jiufen's character is inseparable from its weather. Fog, thick and heavy, drifts in from the Pacific, swallowing the alleys, muffling sound, and blurring the line between past and present. It turns the village into an island in the clouds, a place that feels more like a memory than a town. The tea houses, built into the cliffside, are sanctuaries from the mist. From their windows, you can watch the world dissolve, the ocean and the sky merging into a single, grey canvas. It is a ghost of prosperity that has settled into a beautiful, melancholic quiet, a cinematic dreamscape, haunted by the echoes of its golden past. We travel inland once more, into the mountains that form Taiwan's northern spine. Here, the air grows cooler, the pace of life slows, and the landscape softens into endless, rolling hills of immaculate green. This is the world of tea. In the village of Shiding, life revolves around a single plant, Camellia sinensis. The town itself is a quiet, unassuming place, built along a gentle river, with old stilt houses hanging precariously over the water. But the true soul of Shiding lies on the slopes above. Here, rows of tea bushes contour the land, creating a landscape of precise, flowing geometry. This is the home of Baozhong Oolong, a lightly oxidized tea, prized for its delicate, floral aroma, a whisper of gardenia and lilac that captures the essence of the mountain mist. For generations, families have tended these gardens. Their lives are dictated by the rhythm of the seasons. the timing of the harvest, and the subtle alchemy of withering, rolling, and roasting the leaves. It is a life of immense patience, a dialogue between the leaf, the hand, and the fire. The landscape here is a masterpiece of agricultural art, especially at the Thousand Island Lake, a reservoir where the tea-covered hills rise from the water like the backs of sleeping green dragons. It is a place of profound tranquility, a landscape painting brought to life, shaped entirely by the culture of tea. High in the mountains of Lishan, where the air is thin and often thick with fog, a historic railway line snakes its way through primeval forests of cedar and bamboo, and halfway along its winding path is a village that exists solely because of the train. This is Fenchihu, a town built not on a lake, as its name might suggest, but in a bowl-shaped depression in the mountains. It grew as a vital midway stop for the Lishan Forest Railway, a place for steam engines to take on water, and for passengers and loggers to rest. Its identity is inseparable from the railway's steady, rhythmic pulse. The old street, a narrow corridor of nostalgia, is lined with shops selling the famous Fenchihu lunchboxes, or biandang. These simple, hearty meals of pork, bamboo, and rice, packed in traditional wooden or metal boxes, were once the essential fuel for the mountains' workers. Today, they are a taste of history, a comforting ritual for anyone who rides the historic train. The village is a time capsule. The old wooden station, the narrow market street, the surrounding bamboo groves that disappear into the mist. It is a place suspended in time, living at the gentle pace of a mountain train that still, against all odds, runs its course, its whistle a lonely, beautiful sound in the mountain's silence. We climb higher again into a long, protected valley deep within the central mountain range. Here, surrounded by some of Taiwan's tallest peaks, lies a place of surprising abundance and breathtaking seasonal beauty. This is Wuling Farm. It was established in the 1960s as a settlement for retired servicemen, a bold project to cultivate the high mountain slopes. They were given seeds, tools, and a piece of this wild landscape, and through years of hard labor, they transformed the valley into a high-altitude oasis of agriculture. They planted pears, peaches, apples, and cabbages, crops that thrive in the cool mountain air. Life here is governed by 4 distinct and dramatic seasons. Spring brings an almost surreal explosion of cherry and peach blossoms, painting the valley in impossible shades of pink and white. Summer is for harvesting sweet, crisp peaches and pears. Autumn sets the maple forests ablaze with fiery color, and winter can bring a dusting of snow, a rarity in subtropical Taiwan. This valley is also a sanctuary. The clear, cold Jiufen Creek that runs through its center is the last remaining habitat of the critically endangered Formosan landlocked salmon, a glacial relic that has survived here for millennia. Wuling is a testament to the human ability to cultivate beauty and sustain life, even in the most unlikely of places. Just a short journey from the capital city of Taipei, the urban sprawl gives way to a deep river valley, a place of steaming hot springs, powerful waterfalls, and the enduring culture of the Atayal people. This is Wulai. The name means boiling water in the Atayal language, a direct reference to the geothermal springs that rise from the earth here, clouding the riverbanks in a perpetual mist. For the Atayal, these waters are a sacred gift from the ancestors. The village of Wulai is the most accessible hub of Atayal culture in northern Taiwan, a place where tradition and tourism coexist in a vibrant, sometimes chaotic, balance. The old street is a sensory experience. The smell of wild boar sausage grilling over charcoal, the sight of intricate geometric Atayal textiles, the sound of the rushing Nanxi River, and the taste of millet wine. But to truly understand Wulai, you must look beyond the market stalls. You must see the weavers in their workshops, keeping the ancient art of the loom alive, their hands moving with a knowledge passed down through generations. You must listen to the stories of how their ancestors came to this valley. It is a place of dualities, a popular weekend escape for city dwellers, but also a proud bastion of indigenous identity. A village that has learned to share its culture with the world, while fighting to preserve its soul against the pressures of modernity. We cross the formidable Central Mountain Range to the east coast. Here, the geography changes completely. The world's tallest coastal mountains meet the world's deepest ocean. The landscape is raw, powerful, and elemental. Nestled on a sweeping bay is the small community of Qixingtan. Its name means Seven-Star Lake, but the lake is long gone, a marsh that was filled in decades ago. What remains is the coast. It is a dramatic, crescent-shaped beach, but one not made of sand. It is made of stones. Millions of smooth, grey stones, polished by the relentless action of the Pacific waves, washed down from the marble and gneiss of the high mountains. The sound of Qixingtan is its soul. It is the sound of the tide pulling back across these stones, a deep, percussive, rattling sigh that is the constant heartbeat of the village. It is a sound unlike any other. This is a place shaped by the ocean's immense power. The fishermen here use a unique technique, launching their small boats directly from the steep, stony shore into the powerful currents of the Kuroshio. Life here is simple, dictated by the weather and the tide. It is a place for watching the sky, for listening to the stones, for feeling the humbling scale of the mountains behind you and the endless, deep blue of the ocean in front. We turn inland from the dramatic coast into the long, fertile corridor of the East Rift Valley. This is Taiwan's breadbasket, a perfectly flat plain of startling beauty, squeezed between the Central Mountain Range and the Coastal Mountain Range. In the heart of this valley is Chishang, a village that has become synonymous with one thing: the pursuit of perfect rice. The rice grown here is considered the finest in Taiwan, a unique combination of pure, mineral-rich water from the mountains, clean air, and fertile alluvial soil produces a grain so prized it is sold under its own protected brand name. To protect this purity, the community made a radical decision. The landscape is a sea of green, unbroken by a single telephone pole or electrical pylon. The wires have all been buried underground, preserving the view in its most pristine form. The result is a vista of pure, uninterrupted geometry, a vast patchwork of paddy fields stretching to the base of the mountains, crisscrossed by canals and narrow farm roads. During the autumn harvest, it becomes a golden sea. Life here follows the ancient, meditative cycle of rice cultivation, the flooding of the fields in spring, the transplanting of the bright green seedlings, the long, patient summer of growth, and the golden harvest. It is a landscape and a community dedicated to the perfection of a single, humble grain. Our journey takes us to the southern coast, to the bustling, chaotic port of Donggang. This is not a quiet, picturesque fishing village. It is a place of industry, of noise, of the raw, unsentimental business of the sea. Donggang is the bluefin tuna capital of Taiwan. Every year, from April to June, the harbor becomes the epicenter of a high-stakes, high-pressure hunt. The boats that work from here are powerful, long-range vessels that spend weeks in the deep, unpredictable waters of the Pacific. Their return is a moment of high drama, their success or failure measured in the immense silver bodies they bring back. The daily tuna auction is a ritual of controlled chaos. The giant fish, frozen solid at sea, are laid out on the wet, concrete floor. Buyers move between them, using core samples and flashlights to inspect the quality of the flesh, their faces intense with calculation. The auctioneer's call is a rhythmic, hypnotic chant, a language understood only by the initiated. Fortunes can be made or lost in a matter of seconds. Beyond the auction, Donggang is a town that lives and breathes fishing. The air smells of salt and diesel. The temples are dedicated to Matsu, goddess of the sea, her face blackened by centuries of incense from sailors praying for a safe return. This is a village built on risk, faith, and the immense, unforgiving bounty of the ocean. Our journey now takes us off the main island of Taiwan, to an archipelago that lies closer to mainland China than to Taipei, the Matsu Islands. This is a place with a different history, a different dialect, a different soul. For decades, these islands were not a peaceful retreat, but a heavily fortified military front line in the Cold War, the tense border between two worlds. On the island of Beigan, the village of Chimbi tells this story in stone. It is a perfect, frozen relic of coastal Fuzhou culture, a dense cluster of granite houses clinging to a steep hill overlooking the sea. The houses are like small fortresses, built to withstand typhoons and pirate attacks. Their thick stone walls and small windows speak of a life of hardship and constant vigilance. But look closer, and you see the elegance in the gentle swallowtail roofs, the careful, mortarless stonework, a severe beauty born of necessity. The soldiers are mostly gone now, and the Cold War is a ghost. The village, once nearly abandoned, is slowly coming back to life. Artists and cafe owners are carefully restoring the old stone houses. To walk the narrow, winding stone paths of Chinbi is to walk through layers of history. A fishing village, a military outpost, and now a quiet refuge. A place that has endured, its stone face still watching the channel, waiting for what comes next. We travel to the farthest edge of our journey, to an island in the powerful Kuroshio Current, a volcanic outcrop that feels like another world entirely. This is Lanyu, Orchid Island. This is the home of the Tao people, an indigenous group with a culture shaped, defined, and sustained entirely by the sea. Their calendar is not based on the sun or the moon, but on the annual migration of the flying fish. When the schools of flying fish arrive in the spring, the island comes alive with ceremony and purpose. This is not just a source of food, it is a sacred gift, the center of their cosmos. The Tao launch their boats, magnificent vessels carved from multiple logs and painted with intricate symbolic patterns of waves, ancestors, and the boat's own watchful eyes. These boats are the soul of their culture. They are built without a single metal nail, pieced together with wooden pegs, plant fibers, and prayers. They are living things, born from the forest to meet the sea. The Tao live in a deep, reciprocal relationship with the ocean. They take only what they need, and they respect the sea's immense power. Their traditional homes are built semi-underground, stone-lined pits designed to withstand the force of the typhoons that sweep across the island. To be in Lanyu is to witness a maritime culture of incredible resilience and beauty, a people whose identity is as fluid and as powerful as the ocean current that surrounds them. From the sacred forests of the north to the wind-swept grasslands of the south, from the high mountain frontiers of Lishan to the sea-bound culture of the Tao. Our journey across Taiwan reveals a fundamental truth, that this island is not one place, but many. It is an archipelago of worlds, each contained within its own valley, on its own coast, or upon its own mountain. Each village, shaped by its unique and powerful geography, holds a different answer to the question of how to live. Life is carved from stone, grown from tea leaves, pulled from the sea, or nurtured in the thin, cold mountain air. Each way of life is a form of local knowledge, a deep understanding of a specific place. These communities are not relics of the past. They are living, breathing worlds, adapting and enduring, holding on to their identity in the face of a rapidly changing world. They are the hidden story of Taiwan, a story written not in headlines, but in the quiet, resilient rhythms of daily life. A story of incredible diversity and of a profound, unbreakable bond between a people, their mountains, and their sea.